got here? That's right. I have the $10 Final Fantasy VII, which can be purchased on the PlayStation Network store. I have it for the PlayStation 3, and it's about to come out on the PlayStation 4. I just figured this would be a nice background for this video I'd like to share. And what else do we have here? We also have the original Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation, hard copy. And yes, it is the greatest hits version. So for any black label betas that want to, jump on my nuts for not having the original, I'm sorry. I got it for my 10th birthday in 2001, back when the PS2 was already making its name and I was still catching up on some PlayStation classics. I didn't even know about this game. It was a birthday present that my stepdad thought would be a good gift. So he was right. It's nice to have these things. I've had all the games associated with Final Fantasy VII. I've had all the extra stories. I've had Crisis Core. I've had Dirge of Cerberus for the PlayStation 2. I've had pretty much any game that has Cloud in it. So it's safe to say that I am a huge fan of Final Fantasy VII. I've been a huge fan of Cloud, Zack, Sephiroth, all the characters in Final Fantasy VII. I've been playing the game since I was 10. I'm 24 now. But I've beaten the game several times on several different styles of playing. And let me just tell you, Final Fantasy VII is the greatest game of all time. And there are plenty of other fans out there that like other Final Fantasies more, and that's because they either have just a different opinion or they've never played 7. Usually it's the latter. And you'll have those occasional, groups of people that'll say that Final Fantasy VII is overrated. But it cannot be denied that Final Fantasy VII was a had a massive impact on the RPG community and just in video games in general. It really revolutionized the PlayStation and modern gaming for its time. So for something so great, the fans have been wanting a remake for such a long time. Such a long time. Square Enix, Squaresoft, they've been putting out good games, but they've also been putting out bad games, and the fans want a remake because remakes are cool for movies, games, music, and everything. So what does Square decide to do? They decide for their 20-year anniversary in 2017, they are going to release Final Fantasy VII, total remake on the PlayStation 4. This isn't the joke they dropped last year where they said, oh, we're going to put the PlayStation version on the PS Network for the PS4. That's cool too. They're going to do that. I don't know if it's a mod remake or if they're using different skins or anything, but they're doing a full-blown remake now, and they are finally giving the fans what they want, and my reaction is, that is fan-fucking-tastic. I flooded my apartment with excitement. I was so happy. And some of the other things that have come with that news, a couple of other, branches they've extended is, it's going to be 2017, a lot of things have changed with gaming, why are we going to rehash the same thing from 20 years ago when we can modernize it? It's like, cool, you're going to modernize it. But there are some specific things with Final Fantasy VII, if my message gets across to any developers or any people that want to side with me, there are a few components they should not screw with at all. They do not need to mess with the battle system that involves materia. That is it was the easiest system to pick up of any Final Fantasy game I ever played. 7 was super simple to play, the battle system was super easy, and then games like 8 had to screw it up. So if they don't mess up the battle system, the easy to navigate turn-based system where you level up your materia, the materia is easy to place in your weapons and your armor, and of course your accessories and your weapons and your armor, it's super easy. You just drag and drop. Easy. And of course your health and your magic get affected by whatever you're holding on to. So if they don't mess with that, I'll be happy. The battle system to me is what makes most games. That's why I had a hard time beating Final Fantasy VIII, because the battle system is so tedious. Another thing they should not mess with it's just the humor and the side missions. There should still be the options to fight Emerald and Ruby weapon, the Chocobo breeding, if you want to get all the master materia, get all the hidden materia like Mime or HP MP swap, Quadra magic. There should be plenty of hidden gems and similar dialogue. The dialogue, let's face it was a game from the 90s, a Japanese game that translated into America. A lot of the translations were pretty good. A lot of it was kind of simplistic for its time, but I think it should maintain some of that simplicity. It shouldn't get too carried away with changing the story or changing the battle system or changing anything really. It looks like they're going to use a lot of character designs from Advent Children or anything else that's modern. That's cool. But at the same time, you know, Cloud looks kind of cool in his newer appearances in Dissidia, Crisis Core. I don't think he even dresses differently. He dresses just like he does in Final Fantasy VII when he actually tries to be a first class. Like when they, at the end of Crisis Core, when they show him on the train at the beginning of Final Fantasy VII as a cameo, they show him looking original, just more updated. So basically, as a diehard Final Fantasy VII fan, I am incredibly ecstatic. I am just... If I didn't already own a PS4, I would already be buying a new one just to get this. I will be pre-ordering it, and I really hope they don't try to sucker in some sort of DLC or anything like that. Oh, for 10 extra bucks you can fight the weapons. It's like, no. They need to include everything in the game as is. I hate spending extra money to do side missions and to do extra stories. Those should all just be included in the game. I don't know why the gaming industry is doing this shit. Anything for extra money, anything to, you know, sap these poor people out of even more money because they're stupid enough to buy it, you know? I am excited, and I'm incredibly happy that they are remaking this game. I hope they don't make any drastic changes to it because they would be upsetting a lot of fans. There's going to be some fans that will be happy with some little bit of changes, but the central theme and the central story and the central feeling of Final Fantasy VII, that integrity needs to be maintained. It doesn't need to be screwed with. If you got a good thing going and you're going to drop a bombshell of news that's just happy, don't fuck it up. Just make us happy. And that's my take on the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's coming out in 2017. It's going to be the 20-year anniversary. 1997 was a big year. I was only 6, but I got to play the game when I was young, and I still play it to this day sometimes. So I'm excited, and I'm Jay Dennis, and Final Fantasy VII. If you've never played the game before, you need to play it. Get it for $10 on the PlayStation Network, or if you have a PlayStation 2 or 1 laying around, try and find it at an old game store. Buy it for expensive on eBay. Not getting mine, though.